such.
Woo! It's your boys. Hey everyone, it's Tyler Green.
William Craddock.
And this is our tournament report for Peoria Offline Regionals.
How do we do there?
Well, I mean, I am the first place loser.
All right, guys, so we placed second at regionals, top 16 at regionals. Tyler's going to explain what it was like going through the Swiss, going through the top cut, and then I'll explain how my experience was, and yeah, hopefully we'll get some information coming into Arlington.
Yeah, Peoria was very interesting to see what was going on with the offline metas. With online regionals, a lot of people weren't getting into the tournaments, and I don't think it was like the best representation of what's going on, like in-person events really going to give you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. The big thing that I was noticing was that there was just an enormous amount of red.
Oh, tons of red. I played it 7 times in the Swiss. 7 red decks, which is incredible.
All the red I started facing was towards the end of of day 1 of Swiss, and it was really cool though because the finals match for Dallas, the tournament ended up winning for the Dallas Treasure Cup, ended up being the guy my winning in for day 2 in Peoria, and he was also on Whitebeard. So both were on Kid, both were on Whitebeard.
Dirty Whitebeard players.
Yeah.
In case you haven't heard, I was on Dopey. I'm one of the good guys of this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I only made top 16, but I'm going to give you all a deck tech about that. But go ahead and tell us about your matchups 1 through 9, and then we'll kind of talk about my matchups 1 through 9, then we'll get into the top 16 cut.
Yeah, so round 1 was really crazy because the tournament organizers did not drop everybody that was not there. So round 1, there was like 50 hands that got raised that they didn't have an opponent. So round 1, I knew my breakers were going to be absolutely horrible, and I could not be executed if I went to day 2. So
33%. That's what you get. 33%.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, round 2, I actually played against a Dopey, beat Dopey. Then in round 3, had a Kinnymon player, beat that. And round 4 is when I picked up my loss to Zorro. I think Whitebeard, especially Stagebeard, doesn't necessarily have a bad Zorro matchup, but if I don't see blockers and Zorro's doing Zorro things, it's really hard for me to come back.
Right.
And so I just took the L. And then I looked at that player like the whole time, and they lost 5 in a row after that. He went 4-0 to 4-5.
So also
rubbed the salt in hard. But then round 6, I played a smoker. And then
that's interesting.
And then round like 7, 8, 9 was round 7. I played Whitebeard, then Zorro, then Whitebeard again. So it was, but most of the time they were just Strawbeards, which was my whole reason I wanted to bring Stagebeard, because Stagebeard just absolutely bullies other Whitebeard lists, especially Strawbeard.
So no mirrors no mirrors in the first 9.
No, there was nobody on Stagebeard. And I was on a very tribalistic Whitebeard stage list. We saw some decks that were playing stage, but they were playing like a weird jank version. But mine was the only one I was aware of that was very fundamentalist, pure Whitebeard.
Yeah. And I mean, I like it. Like, obviously, we talked about we like Stagebeard going in instead of the Strawbeard. So
yeah, big fan.
So I was on Dopey. My first round, I played against a Whitebeard. I think he's a little inexperienced. He kind of said some things that I was like, that's not true. Because he's like, I smash Dopey players all the time. It's like, I chose Dopey because it's matchup against red. I don't know if y'all know this, but if you play Dopey correctly, you beat every flavor of red out there. Strawbeard, Stagebeard, Luffy, Zorro, it doesn't matter. Dopey has a favorable matchup into all of those. So then round 2, I got to play on camera.
Yeah.
I played against Kaido, which I think Kaido's scary, but he didn't have an island, so that was just, you know how that goes. They don't have an island.
It's like playing Whitebeard without a stage.
Yeah, it's just awful. Like, he was a really nice guy. Shout out if you watch this. This dude was awesome. We talked a lot, but yeah, he didn't have a stage, and I just kind of, ran through him. Then round 3, I played another Whitebeard, another Strawbeard. He got to go first and had back-to-back new gates, which, you usually think, wow, how do I beat that? But yeah, I beat him pretty easily. Like, I think I had 3 life. Blue's
a really good deck that just gives you a lot of options. So if you know how to just capitalize on those decisions, you have usually pretty good chance of victory.
Yeah. Then round 4, I mirrored you. I lost to a Whitebeard in round 4. But he had tech for me. He was playing the 4-drop Brook. that when it attacks gives negative to things. And this is very good at clearing my board, whereas most Whitebeards struggle to clear my board because I'm usually clearing their board. So that was interesting. He had tech for blue specifically, and that's what he told me. He's like, yeah, I was getting crushed by Dopey, so I put this in.
So odd.
I know, it is weird, but I was like, okay.
Should be worried about other Whitebeards.
Well, he probably has like a really good Dopey player at his locals, right? That's
sure.
Probably. Then round 5 and 6, I believe I ran to Zorro's. I made quick work of them. I think I maybe lost 1 or 2 life in both matches. Like, Zorro is really just the easiest matchup for Dopey. Whitebeard gets a little harder, but Zorro's
if you're a Zorro player, he wants the smoke.
I do want the smoke. Like, I know if you watched our channel before, like, I talk smack on Dopey constantly, but now that I'm playing it, I'm like, this deck's just really good. Then I ended up playing another Kaido, which was fine. I mean, it wasn't. He drew Island, so our game was actually pretty close, but I don't think he had a lot of Dopey experience, and I think that really kind of hindered him.
I didn't play purple at all the entire day 1 or day 2. It was all purple.
And I hit 2 Kaidos. It was kind of weird. I want to dodge Kaido. Kaido's actually not a super easy matchup.
Yeah, it's a bad matchup for Stage Beard too. It's okay. It's not favorable.
If they draw an Island, you're in trouble. That's same thing, right? They have Island, you're in trouble.
Well, I play a big monster, they play a big monster, and then murder my big monster.
Yeah. So they always have tempo.
Yeah.
100%. Then round, I think it was 8, I played a Whitebeard, and my winning in was a Luffy, which again, I play test against Luffy going into this tournament. Our other teammate was on Luffy, and it's just so bad for him. Like, he just, at the end of the game, my hand was like 3 2Ks, 2 love beams. I had full control of the board. It was just, he couldn't do anything. So, like, if you're looking for a deck that beats red and you want to, like, really learn, play Dopey, 100%.
Yeah, even though I lost in the finals to Law, 4 life decks really for me that's all I would love to see, just because I can just bum rush with big, scary, dumb things and leave up counter, leave up recursion blockers to where I'm not worried about them, even if they like try to alpha strike me and just go for the throat. Like, I can still survive and just punish them hard.
That's probably my hardest matchup, oddly enough, is Red Green Law. Guys, you're not going to beat that deck if they're a good player. I'm sorry. You better draw 3 Mihawks or you're just dead.
Yeah, it's that's the deck that'll separate the boys from the men. You show me 10 Law players, I'll show you 9 people that have a Law deck and 1 Law player.
Yeah, exactly. That deck is just so hard to play. Even people like us who like tens of thousands of reps in card games. We can't just go play Law. We just can't do it.
We can do it. We just might be going like 4 and 5.
Yeah, we're gonna go 4 and 5. We're not gonna have a winning record. So let's cut to top 16.
Yeah.
The big match. What'd you play against?
So my first round in top 16 was Law, and I 2-0'd it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know it was Law. Oh yeah, I didn't know it was Law. Okay.
Yeah,
I forgot.
It was. Yeah, there was 2 Law players. I played both of them, and it was. I mean, he was a great player. It was exactly, he has 4 life. I just keep attacking his life with big things, and the inevitability is just there.
Yeah.
And then, so that was really good. Top 8, I ended up playing against the guy that went number 1 day 1. He was undefeated, and he was playing Boat as well, but he was not a Stage Beard. I wouldn't call him Stage Beard.
A Straw Boat Jank Beard.
It was a Straw Boat Jank Beard, because I've never saw like the Edward Newgates paired with Boat. There was like Nami Searchers and like Rush Luffy's, but there was like Marcos. It was very interesting. They did a lot of like Sanji 2Ks and tournament 2K
it's
Luffy's.
Weird, guys. It's a weird.
It threw me off a little bit, but the whole reason I chose Stagebeard was I think Stagebeard, one of its best matchups is Strawbeard.
100%.
Because it's a mirror match at its worst, and at its best, I'm just bigger. Yes, they have Newgate, but I feel like Newgate's not that big of a deal. If
they use all their Dawn and Newgate and don't leave up an event counter, you are just going to punish their life, especially if you have a stage.
Yeah, it's just it's one of those things where the stage is just a constant, a constant thing that just says I don't care about your Newgate because 100%. All my stuff is bigger too, and it's just easier to clear their guys. I keep my guys alive, and I just have board presence, and I'll keep up recursion blockers like Marco because they're going to go tall. I have events. I have Blemheims. So yeah, that was great. Cyberleaf, I secured the... I already had the Luffy when I beat the Law player, but from top 8 to top 4, it There's no change in pricing, so
No,
it's
it's
like
all the
whatever I
same.
won. Then I went on camera to play Dopey in top 4. I won that in 2. That Dopey deck just takes up so much freaking time.
It does. His list was interesting too, because I felt his list was actually more geared to beating Whitebeard than any other red deck, because he had like the 7-drop Dofies, which traditionally is just very bad against Zorro.
Yeah, I mean, if it's triggering stuff like, okay, I'm gonna pop your King Do back up or things like that, that's really annoying. But it was trying to figure out how much, if he just decided to swing at my life with pure Dawn, how I can stay alive, and then with as much Dawn that I have left for encounters and stuff, I can just come in as hard as I can. And just so it took forever, and then finally I just turned everything sideways and finally got there. And then against the finals against Cross, which huge shout out to him, he did a great job.
Yeah, he's a really good player.
Yeah, I didn't see the first time in the entire tournament I did not have my stage was
So lucky.
Hey, no, I played 4 and I'm gonna see it. And that was the first time I never saw a stage, and I was like, "Damn, Daniel!" But
like, this deck sucks.
Yeah, so he was firing on all cylinders. He got me. Then game 2 went in there, and the judges were amused because I triggered a boat off of life and let out just a woo. Yeah,
So that's when you slammed it. You're just like,
yeah, yeah. And so, and then I got game 2, and then game 3, he was running super hot.
His draw was about as good as it gets with Law. He got to be on the draw. He had all the openers, the Otama, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I just could not finally just get there. Like, I had to hit my stuff. And when he can just go like Vista, or Otama, Vista, then Law pick it back up and just murder everything on my side.
It was
like,
gross.
Yeah, like I'm on curve playing a King Do on my turn 3, and then he goes to 6, and then can just go Otama Vista, picking up the Laws, and like it was just murdering. He had like 7K murder on a stick.
Yeah.
Just absolutely just destroyed my tempo.
It's the perfect storm. It's a good player, a good deck, and a good draw. Like, even, you can't outplay that. If you're on the same skill level, you're just going to lose.
Yeah, and I mean, realistically, if I do it all over, I'd take the exact same deck and do the exact same thing. I think Sagebeard right now is still fantastic in the meta. You're going to see a lot more people that don't know what they're doing with Law pick up Law. You're welcome. So,
yeah.
And so, yeah.
If you're not familiar with Law, I'm not going to recommend playing at the regional in Arlington. No. Like, you need a lot of practice.
I'll be there with a deck finally tuned for Retribution, because that was the second event I've been in. So I'm 2 for 2 in the finals from my events I've gone to.
So lucky.
Try to make it 3 for 3.
We're gonna try. We're gonna have Dee Dee there for Arlington. She's gonna make her debut.
Give it the old college try. Excited.
So unfortunately, my top 16 run wasn't as illustrious as yours.
Sad face.
I will just say, so my match I played Kinemon in top 16, and the guy was really cool. We understood each other. That's just a long match. All right. Like, green versus blue is going to take a long time. Our first game took 35 minutes.
Dirty blue players.
It wasn't all me, all right? He has to do a lot of thinking, a lot of combat, because Dopey has like 16 blockers, right? A lot of defense. But what it came down to is we were in game 2, and there was like 6 minutes left on the clock. And I could be like, well, if I stall this, I'm going to win game 3 on time. But I thought to myself, like, I want to finish my match. And we tried our best. We both played quickly. We got to game 3. I ended up losing again in time in game 3. But depending on what kind of person you are, to me, that's fine. Like, is $4,000 worth what I put into the game? Like, I'm very committed to being good at card games, and I don't want to tarnish my good reputation, at least to myself, for $4,000. If you don't think that way, it's whatever. But that's what it comes down to. Like, I could have stalled for time, but I didn't. My camera guy was probably like, I wanted that money so bad. But I can't, guys. Yeah. Like I said, however you want to play the game, do it. But for me personally, and I think probably for Ty too, he won't admit it, like, we're very clean players. Like, we may be messy when we're like hurrying on camera, but we will never do anything to tarnish what we're trying to build in One Piece. So that's my shout out to y'all.
There was a lot of great stuff with the tournament though that I enjoyed. It was a great experience. Obviously, I had the best record out of the boys that went, so obviously I had fun with that. But
Paul's doing better.
Yeah, so for y'all who didn't know, Paul got 66th, so that was very fun for him to miss out on top 64 by literally 2 numbers. But there's just a lot of stuff on there. There was a lot of judges that were enforcing missed triggers. Yep. So the big stink was Newgate. If you play Newgate, you have to announce
verbally. You have to announce it verbally.
That your important. Leader is, or whoever is getting, you've been that plus 2,000 and don't have to take a life because people were not announcing that and their opponents were called judge and the judge would say, no, you didn't announce it. So your leader is not plus 2K and you have to take a life.
Look, that is the rules, guys, but I just don't like it.
Also, you have to announce, like if you Nami search or something like that, or like
it's Curly Dedan.
Or Curly Dedan, yeah. And I think also, is it Bonnie also?
It might be. It might also.
I think it's Bonnie and Curly Dedan. You have to announce that you're searching for 5 because you can search like not up to 5. So people are getting judge calls for like
I hate it
picking up 5 and looking through it because they didn't announce 5.
I mean, it's within the rules, but that it's called angle shooting, guys.
Let's be real. I'm not going to charge.
No. Because I asked the judge specifically if I play Newgate and I say attack for 7, is that not just I'm saying I'm attacking for 7? So clearly my leader is 7K, but you have to say Edward Newgate gives plus 2,000 to my leader, or you miss that trigger.
Join our Patreon where we really discuss this angrily over alcohol.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to we're at the shore because I'm about to.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it was a great tournament. I had a lot of fun, and I cannot wait for Arlington regionals.
And we're going to a few smaller tournaments in between them. We got a team trios tournament, which is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to go to the Chesterfield tournament to win the Manga Ace and the SPR Luffy. Because I get bored, right? I gotta go to tournaments every week, or I get so bored.
He has an addiction.
I love it. All right, guys. So this was our Peoria Regionals tournament experience. I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, and check out our Patreon. We're gonna start putting our outtakes and our anger issues in there. So you want to make sure you don't miss anything on our channel.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next video.
See ya.